This past month, Apex Parks groups closed multiple parks under their label. Sadly, one of these locations was Indiana Beach. Many people love this small amusement park and are voicing their disappointment for the sudden closure. So what makes Indiana Beach so important? The park was nearly 95 years old and was originally made because Earl Spackman and his family was constantly asked if there was anywhere to swim on the newly made Lake Schaefer, and that was back in 1926. Over the years, under the Spackman's family's diligent care, the park grew into what many people remember fondly. Tom Spackman Sr. was a huge factor in this. Following in his father's footsteps, Indiana Beach became his legacy. He introduced the first rides. Growing from there, he started doing marketing, including finding a man to create the iconic IB Crow. He also created publicity with stunts to draw in summer crowds, including a man who lived underwater right on the park property. He was diligent and intentional, making this small place into a Tetris of rides and experiences. His children also followed in his footsteps until 2008, where they sold Indiana Beach to Morgan RV Resorts, and in 2015 they in turn sold it to Apex Groups. While Apex Groups and White County are trying to find a buyer for the park, if one is not found, they will be selling off the park piece by piece. Many of the rides will be purchased quickly, like the Steel Hog, but some of them, that remain iconic from the park, might never be purchased. The attractions that I'm worried about include: the Lost Coaster of Superstition Mountain was Tom's passion project. The second incarnation is what most people remember. It was still a mountain with no peak, but with custom mine cars, the elevator lift, and a forewarning talking skeleton.
Well, what do we got here? Are you really gonna trust that elevator? I'm dead, and I wouldn't ride it. I'd advise hanging on tight, and watch out for the bear.
This ride was very unique and one of a kind, but moving a wooden roller coaster is difficult, and that's not even including its fusion with the mountain itself, making moving it almost impossible. Another iconic attraction is Dr. Frankenstein's Haunted Castle, with the self-decapitating animatronic luring many visitors inside. Many people remember this haunted ride. Especially the surprise ending with the concert put on by the band Shock, Rattle, and Roll. Many people have fond memories of this haunted house. It is a little dated and will most likely be scrapped for the animatronics themselves. So not only would that be breaking up the band, it might erase all of the original songs completely. If you have the original recordings of the songs, or have recorded the performance entirely, please post it online to preserve the songs. Lastly, the Den of Thieves, one of the most popular rides in its prime. Now with the odd weight limits and finicky guns, it's unlikely it would be purchased. I was hopeful when I found the company Sally Dark Rides, who was the manufacturer of the ride, and hoped to find another. Out of the 3 other locations that they installed these rides in, one is very similar but has a different overlay. One is either closed or has been removed and replaced from the park, and the last one is in Korea. Not only is it disheartening to hear of Indiana Beach's close, it is practically erasing all of the Spackman's family's work. Not only in the park, but in the impact it had on the community as well. Indiana Beach brought in tourism, and without those numbers during the summer, I'm afraid it will have a negative reaction outside of the park as well. If you still have hope for the park, please sign the online petition. No, it doesn't have any direct influence, but it will keep Indiana Beach in the media circuit, which could help find a buyer for this once great park. And one last question. What is going to happen to those fish? Like actually, how many pounds of food did we feed them over the summers? Are they going to be okay? Do we need to have a dock of fish food for them. If anyone knows any of those environmental answers, please keep me posted.
Open daily, Indiana's largest amusement park and vacation playground. Indiana Beach on beautiful Lake Shaver, Monticello, Indiana, proving once again there is more than corn in Indiana.
That's true, there's more than corn in Indiana.